probably a good idea to put the camera in front of the pipe, unless you've done something else that unless you know what you're doing and you've done a few frames beforehand. Otherwise, when you put it here, the camera's gonna jump ahead of the pipe. You're not really gonna see what's going on, so it's better to put it behind so that it follows the pipe the whole time. So then I've got the pipe there. I'll turn drive mode off. So that was about the highest the pipe has traveled. And I'm gonna get the tick where the scout gets hit. I can only just see the pipe now. Okay, well, now I can tell. So I'm gonna go to 41st tick. And then same procedure. Click drive, hold make key. It's slow because I've got the play rate set to 14.6%, and the faster the play rate is, the faster your camera will move. And since I've got this set to bad graphics, I can't see any gibs of the scout, so I can't really tell where he is. All I can see is his gun, and that's easy enough. But it's better to have your graphics set to the very lowest when you're smoothing, to reduce the chance of the demo crashing. And when you record, you can set it to high quality then. I've got about 3 configs that I use. I got one from pt2.com, and I've got 2 from gotfrags.com. I'll put them in the link in the description of this video so that you guys can get them. But one thing I'll just say it now, when you use the high quality config for recording, you're gonna have to change the settings of the multi-core, otherwise it won't export any target images. It'll stop after a few seconds. Okay, so I've got that now, and then I've done all of that, and if I click show processed, it's going to do the same thing as show original, and that's because I haven't processed anything yet. So just pause, process, spline origin. These 2 are the only ones that you're going to need if you're going to want to move the camera around and do stuff like this. You can also use, well, I'll just say what I know. These 4 here, they will, if you choose a selection from, say, the 10th tick to the 50th, and you choose one of these, it will put a keyframe every 1 second that it takes for the camera to move. The rest of them, I don't really know. I've tried to use them, but they didn't seem to do much. So just spline origin, spline angles, show processed, and that's, once again, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's my cat. Yeah, so the green line will be where the camera moves, and the purple line is where the camera is pointing to. Shut up. Come on. Yeah. So back off just will show you like where your camera is. That blue thing there is where your camera is. And if I there, that's where I am currently. The blue square seems to be anywhere, whether I'm showing my processed or my original. So there, you can see it. So that's where I am currently. No wait, actually, looking at that, the blue square only shows the smoothed processed one. So hang on. The blue square shows the smoothed camera movement. Yeah, that's it. It shows the smooth camera movement. And if it isn't smooth, then it would follow the original line. Like that. It'll show the... yeah, okay, there we go. Try and figure it out for yourself. I know what I'm talking about. And so I've got that down. And also, another thing that I'm going to do is I'll save this first and I'll get these texts. Okay, so I've got these texts. I don't know if this is going to show in front of this window, but I've written these texts down. Don't worry about that, that's for another demo. But these two here are what I just wrote down before. I don't know if you can see that, but it just says 76,280 and then 76,365. Can't get it. Okay. And that's the same ones here. So I'll just save that. And when it saves, it'll append underscore smooth to the end. So I'll just save this. And sometimes the demo smoother crashes after you've smoothed everything. When you click save, it'll crash, and that really can get annoying. So that's why I recommend setting your quality to the very lowest you can. It takes a while for me because my computer's really bad. Okay, so now it's saved. You'll click OK and it will just take about just as long to lag. I'll probably end up cutting some of this loading time out just for file size sake. Okay, cool. So now I'll stop this demo and I'll open up the smooth version of it. So it was called Demos Nuts. And it has nothing to do with testicles. It's just us versing a clan called Nuts. There it is, Demos Nuts 2 Smooth. Okay, so I'm gonna go to that tick. Okay, now I'm at that tick, and since I've got the tick numbers here, I'm going to use the edit tool. The editor can do quite a few things, but it can't move the camera. That's what the smooth is for. It can do all of these things, so it's kind of like an alternative to video editing. If you don't really want to do too much video editing, you can use this here. And I haven't used text message start or any of these. The only ones I've used are change playback and play commands. Play commands can do all the commands that you can type into a console. And change playback rate changes this. So I'm going to get these ticks that I used before. I don't really understand why it says start on and stop, because it doesn't seem to do anything for me. I don't know, maybe you can tell me what it's used for, but I just type in the same thing and then just give it a name that lets you know roughly what it's about. And I'll set the rate down to 20% speed. And this is the ticks that I'm using. The first tick, I don't know if you can remember, but that's when I started smoothing. That's when I first moved the camera. And this one is when the camera goes back to normal.